Today, it's story time again. This is a great story I once heard, but I always felt it didn't have an ending. Now it is time to come full circle and finish the other half of the story. Once upon a time, there was a great traditional ritual for the inner wisdom and nourishment of all humans. All the people of the community went to a particular tree, in a particular forest, in a particular place, on a particular day, and performed a highly prescribed ritual. Then there were terrible times. A whole generation was gathered and the ritual was forgotten. When things got better again, someone remembered that there was an old ritual for wisdom and nourishment, but could remember only its overall structure. The people went into the forest, but they'd forgotten exactly which tree was the right tree. So they chose a tree and performed the ritual as best they could, and it was sufficient. More hard times came, and another generation was excluded from the ritual. Somebody remembered that in the old days their ancestors had gone into the forest and done something. So the people went out into the forest and made up a ritual, and it was sufficient. Then there were more bad times, and much more was lost. The people remembered that in the good old days their ancestors had done something or other, but they didn't know when or what or where. So they just went out and did the best they could, and it was sufficient. Then there were more hard times, and all that was left was the vague memory that in ancient days somebody had done something. So the new generation went out and improvised, and did the best they could, intending their new ritual to be for the inner wisdom and nourishment of everyone. And it was sufficient. Then there were some better times, and more attention could be put into uncovering the secrets. Someone had noticed that a forest was somehow a good place for the new ritual. So the people went out to a forest and experimented with rituals the best they could, and it was sufficient. More good times came, and someone figured out that the ritual is best done on a particular day, and the place must be important too. So the people went out to different trees, in different forests, on different days, and performed different rituals to learn what worked the best. And it was sufficient. Then there were more good times, and many secrets were uncovered. A list was put together on how to best perform a ritual for the inner wisdom and nourishment of all humans. All the people of the community went to a particular tree, in a particular forest, in a particular place, on a particular day, and performed a highly prescribed ritual, and it was sufficient. Cheers, all you lovely humans, and all the best. For Teini Alethea.